here, Aromatics. Gonna do a quick and dirty pipe tobacco review, and today is yet another twist from Baren. Now, I heard people complain that Cornell and Diehl is bad for coming out with too many blends, and some are very similar, although I wouldn't really agree with that. I find that their blends are got tons of variety, even though they've got a lot, and I don't have a problem with that. But anyway, I digress. That's not what this video is about, although that might be a good topic for another day. Today we'll be talking about the new limited release by Baren, and that is their Royal Twist Deluxe. So this is another variation of their twist tobacco, where they take a bunch of tobacco leaves, whole leaves, twist them up, and then cut them into coins. So this one is a blend of, well, let me read the description on the back, and that should be good enough. So it says, continuing a 400-year-old tradition, Royal Twist is the limited edition spun cut blend. Its recipe originating from the 1960s, a whole leaf wrapper encases a core of Virginia's dark-fired Kentucky and Perique, hand spun into ropes and sliced into coins, resulting in a naturally sweet, complex, and spicy smoking experience. Now, there was a while there when I kind of gave up on the Baren blends because they just bit me a lot. And then the last one I got was the Stockton limited release, and I found that that one actually did not bite at all. So, and I really liked their Kentucky dark fired tobacco. I haven't really found another company that does it like they do. So I was really happy that I could smoke that blend and enjoy that dark fired Kentucky flavor that only they seem to be able to get from their tobaccos. So when I saw that this one came out and it had some Perique in it, I really wanted to try that out because I just like that idea of having a nice spicy Kentucky blend with some Virginia and some peppery Perique. It just sounds like a good mix, and I haven't really had a tobacco out there yet that quite does it the way I think Baren's could. So does that do that? We will find out. Well, let me show you what it looks like, and it looks just like if you've had their roll cake or any of their other rolls. Really looks just like that. Super pretty coins with some really, I don't know if you can see if it'll focus, but there's little bird's eyes where that's where they would cross cut it, and you can see that's probably like the thicker stem parts. Really pretty. Now the smell, and obviously also you can see that there's some like sort of a dark fired core there with the Virginias. Where the Perique is, I do not know. Now the smell, when I first opened it, it's kind of dissipated since then, but it kind of reminds me of an apple cinnamon pie. Just that it doesn't have a topping, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure it has some sort of a sweet kind of casing, but just the way that dark fired and sweet Virginias intermingle, it kind of gives you that cinnamony, sweet, almost apple, like it was done in an apple bourbon barrel or something like that. Very pleasant, but still very, if you've ever had any of their other roll cakes with the dark fired or Three Nuns or Doblon d'Oro, very similar to that. A little bit of plumminess there, and sometimes maybe a little bit of tart vinegar, like apple cider vinegar as well, but that's very faint. So okay, I've got my Legend loaded up, which I've been smoking a lot of lately because it's been really hot and humid, and this pipe just keeps that tobacco dry. Moisture in there is probably good for most people. It's not too wet, but for me, I still dry it out just a little bit more because I just find that these types of tobaccos are less likely to bite when they're a little bit drier. And on light up, I was kind of worried because a lot of people were saying that this, like, I was expecting kind of a Virginia Perique with a little bit of dark fired smokiness in there, and then by the sounds of the way people were describing it, that was not the case. But luckily, I do find that right away you kind of get that slightly plummy, slightly peppery, spicy Virginia Perique. It's a little bit airy, sweet. I don't really get hay, but it is, you can tell there's some bright tobacco there. You can also definitely taste the dark fired, which is a really sweet, smoky hickory taste. Once again, if you've had any of their roll cakes or any of that, you'll recognize that flavor right away. It's not a far cry off of any of those. On the retro hail, there's just a little bit of spiciness. I think the Perique has been really well done. I think it's sort of like a Scudo in the way that it's there's a little bit of pepperiness and a little bit of plum and a little bit of that, what's the word I'm looking for? That there's a little bit of like, almost like it has a fermented age to it. What else? For me, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to keep lit. I think that could just be from the humidity. It does seem to burn a little warm, but once again, I think it's just because of the hot day. But I don't get any bite at all. So if you've had problems with McBaren before, and you get a chance to pick this up, like if you've had problems with bite, this one might be the one that doesn't. I don't know. I think maybe they switched up their casings. Instead of that maple casing they normally use, maybe it's a different type of sugar. But it's a very slow smoke as well. I found that my bowls last for like just like a couple of coins can last for like 45 minutes easy. Kind of almost reminds me of if you've ever had Russ's Firestorm as well, which also has some dark fired and that cinnamon taste. This would be a stronger, fuller blend than that, but not as spicy. Overall, for once, I'm impressed. This blend is probably definitely my favorite of all the McBaren twists, and that is even maybe not taste-wise. Doubloon d'Oro I think is one of my favorites, but it has a tendency to bite, and so does the Three Nuns Green, which is, they're all similar. They're like dark-fired Virginia and Periques, but this one is just the one that seems like it has the similar flavors as those, but yet no bite. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully if they come out with this blend again, I will pick up a couple more tins, just because there's nothing else really out there like it that I found. If there is, if anyone else out there knows another company that makes a dark-fired Virginia Perique that has a nice smoky hickory taste to it, let me know. I'd be interested to try that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll see you on my next one. Till then, Aromatics, signing out.